Peter, LNG is really quite a polarizing topic in the industry today. It has its advocates, but it has its vehement critics. Why do you think this is the case?
Well, I think people just don't really understand what LNG is, what its benefits are, and I don't think they fully understand the future proofing that LNG can provide. We know that over time, Bio-LNG, synthetic LNG will provide a pathway forward to the 2030 and 2050 requirements that we believe IMO is coming forward with, and actually then take us well beyond that into that carbon-free, that carbon-neutral environment that everybody's looking for.
You're very strong that the time is now.
Absolutely, absolutely. The idea that we're going to wait for a magic elixir, the idea that we're going to wait for something that's just going to come out of nowhere, just doesn't work. That is not a plan. That is not a way forward. LNG is available now. It's relatively inexpensive. The infrastructure is developing very, very rapidly, and you're starting to see more and more vessels available with dual fuel LNG. The technology continues to evolve, continues to get better. The OEMs are controlling methane slip better than they were, and that's one of the reasons that at CLNG we try to use all of the latest technology, the latest information when we do our studies. So our studies, our most recent ThinkStep study was with 2019 data, current data, not old data from 5, 4, 6 years ago. And that's really important that we stay ahead of and with the technology, because we all know today technology changes almost weekly.
Now, we both know that markets run on sentiment, and because there is this slightly mixed sentiment in the market, to what extent is that stymieing the necessary investment in infrastructure and development?
I think certainly there are naysayers. There are naysayers about everything. I think the real issue today for most ship owners is it's not a great business right now. And certainly the virus issues today and other issues in the marketplace are just making it worse. And it makes it very, very difficult for ship owners to commit to those dollars to build new vessels. And until that starts to change, uptake is going to be limited, because there's just no money to buy new vessels right now, and consequently owners look very, very conservatively at what they're going to do going forward. I think over the next couple of years, as that changes, people understand that we can future-proof our decisions. I think you'll continue to see that uptake. It's interesting, though, that right now we are seeing the few builds that are going on. We are seeing a fair number of LNG dual fuel builds, and most importantly, we're seeing a lot of bunker capability coming in many, many ports around the world.
So there does seem to be renewed excitement around methanol and hydrogen. How do you see them alongside LNG?
Well, you have to, when you look at hydrogen, you have to look at issues of safety. You have to look at issues of energy density. And the energy density of hydrogen is half of LNG, so that all of a sudden you're now carrying twice as much product. Also, the ability to produce that product, the same with methanol. What are the costs of producing that, and how much carbon is required to produce that? And then how do you handle it, and how do you maintain it safely? And how does all that work? We know that with LNG, we've been using it for 30, 40, 50 years, and we know we have a very, very strong safety record, and that really helps as we move forward and we think about what can we do in the years ahead.
Now, as the background noise testifies, it's lunchtime on day 2 here at the conference. How have you found the event?
Very, very interesting. Certainly a lot of discussion about scrubbers. Certainly they're a good short-term solution because you can retrofit. It's very difficult to retrofit LNG, but certainly for new builds, we continue to believe very strongly that you need to look 10, 20, 30 years out, and that says LNG because you can then future-proof it as we then transition over time to Bio-LNG and synthetic LNG kind of products.